Welcome to College Sport Check Football, and this is the weekend setup. So we have the schedule ready to roll for week number 9. We'll also go over the school rankings as we always do on this Wednesday. College Sport Check here, presented by Long Island's Community Radio, communityradioli.com. Wednesday we do the schedule and team rankings, and on Sundays we do the scores, but it is a podcast, so it may be all shows are available on demand to listen at your leisure at communityradioli.com, and just click on the College Sport Check button. Comments and suggestions available in the comment section box. So we'll get right into it. We got some Thursday football action. Starting with the Virginia Tech Hokies, Pittsburgh Panthers, and that's going to be at 7 o'clock on ESPN, and another game at 10:30, that's going to be California and USC, also on ESPN. So Thursday, Virginia Tech, Pittsburgh at 7, California, USC at 10:30, both on ESPN. And now if we get on over to Friday, we have a Navy taking on South Florida, 7 o'clock on ESPN, and then San Diego State taking on Utah State on CBS Sports Network. So we mixed it up, top 25 and non-ranked schools. We got it all mixed, jumbled up here. So let's take a look what's going on for Saturday. A big one right here, a big one alert, and that's going to be Michigan and Michigan State. That's a 12 noon game on ESPN. There's 5 games altogether for 12 o'clock on Saturday. The next 12 o'clock game would be Louisville and Virginia. That's on ABC at 12 o'clock. They also have ESPN. Check ABC. All right. Also West Virginia and Oklahoma State, 12 o'clock on Fox. Penn State and Purdue on ABC, ESPN2. Central Florida and Houston, it's going to be on ESPNU. Sometimes, ABC, ESPN is the same network, so sometimes they'll list both of them on the computer models that we use to get all our information. So there's that. But check ABC and ESPN networks. But Louisville, Virginia, interesting. And, of course, Michigan and Michigan State. That's always fun to watch. Now, we get over to the 3:30 games, and we have 7 games on tap for 7:30 on Saturday. Washington and Utah on Fox Sports 1. Northwestern and Ohio State, ESPN. Baylor and Texas, ABC from the Texas Memorial Stadium. Georgia and Florida on CBS. Miami of Florida taking on Notre Dame on NBC. And then we have Western Kentucky and Florida Atlantic. And that's going to be on the American Sports Network. All right, so there's 6 games for 3:30. One game I got written down twice. So those are the 3:30 games. All right. Now taking a look at what's going on for the rest of Saturday at 5 o'clock. Let's make sure I don't skip none. All right, 5 o'clock. It's Arizona State and Oregon. That's going to be on the Pac-12 network. Then we head over to the 7 o'clock games, and we have 3 games on for 7 o'clock on Saturday. There's going to be Boise State and Wyoming on CBS Sports Network. Kansas and Oklahoma, the Jayhawks and the Sooners. I'll put that down as a must-see because I like the Sooners, I like the Jayhawks. That game is going to be on FS1. And then it's Nebraska and Wisconsin on ESPN. So there you go. And then we get to 7:15, Auburn and Ole Miss on the SEC Network. Tennessee taking on South Carolina on ESPN2. And those are the 7:15 games. One game for 7:30, Aggies versus the Aggies, New Mexico State and Texas A&M on ESPNU. All right, and then we have 8 o'clock, a Saturday night showdown, the Clemson Tigers and the Florida State Seminoles, 8 Eastern on ABC. And then one more, Stanford taking on Arizona. That's at 11 o'clock p.m., and that's going to be on FS1. All right, so all times are Eastern since we're on the Eastern time zone. We're actually broadcasting from Long Island, New York. So let's take a look at the College Sport Check Football team rankings. This is the Associated Press, so everybody knows, the top 25. Some big jumpers and some big divers. First, we will run down the list and the records, and then we'll go over the jumpers and divers. But first place still, Alabama. Second place now is Michigan. Third place, Clemson, Washington in fourth. At fifth place, it's Louisville, Alabama, 8-0. Michigan, Clemson, Washington, and Louisville are at 7-0. Sixth place right now is going to be Ohio State. Nebraska in 7th place. Baylor in 8th. 9th, it's going to be Texas A&M. And right now, in 10th, it's West Virginia. Ohio State is at 6-1. Nebraska 7-0. Baylor 6-0. Texas A&M's at 6-1. And West Virginia 6-0. Taking a look now at Wisconsin, right now in 11th place. Florida State in 12th. Boise State in 13th. Florida, the Gators in 14th. And Auburn in 15th. Wisconsin and Florida State both 5-2. Boise State at 7-0. 5-1 for the Florida. And let's see, Auburn is 5-2. All right, now Oklahoma at 16, and I have to apologize. I got a big cold today, so I do apologize. 16th place right now, it's Oklahoma. 17th place, we have Utah, Tennessee, 18th, 19th LSU, Western Michigan, and 20th. Oklahoma 5-2, Utah 7-1, Tennessee 5-2, LSU 5-2, Western Michigan 8-0. North Carolina in 21st place, 22nd it's the Navy, Colorado in 23rd, 24th it's Penn State, Virginia Tech. The Hokies are in 25th, and that's pretty interesting because the Hokies jumped from 31st up to 25th. So there you go. So jumpers and divers. Some little ones. Michigan climbed from 3rd to 2nd. Clemson 4th to 3rd. Washington 5th to 4th. Louisville jumps from 7th up to 5th. Then we got Nebraska from 8th to 7th. Baylor jumps from 9th up to 8th. West Virginia climbed from 12th up to 10th. Florida State 13th up to 12th. Boise State from 14th up to 13th. Florida from 15th up to 14th. But a big one right here. The Auburn Tigers climbed up from 21st to 15th. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Utah climbed from 19th up to 17th. LSU climbed from 25th up to 19th. North Carolina 22nd to 21st. The Navy from 24th up to 22nd. Colorado from 26th up to 23rd. And then again, as mentioned, Virginia Tech from 31st up to 25th. Now for the divers, Ohio State died from 2nd down to 6th. Texas A&M died from 6th down to 9th. Wisconsin went from 10th to 11th. And that's the three divers this week. This week's dropouts will be Houston and Arkansas. Now, Texas receiving teams that are receiving votes: Washington State, Houston, Oklahoma State, Arkansas, Troy, USC, Pittsburgh, San Diego State, and SMU. All right, College Sport Check basketball on its way starting on November the 10th. We're going to do college basketball on the midday, so we'll get all the scores from the previous day and then the current day schedule, score schedules, middays, Monday through Friday, and then mornings, Saturdays, and Sundays. But it's a podcast, so you can listen on demand. So we're going to have it available starting middays, and of course, post times we haven't disclosed that. Probably like 12:25. Monday through Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday probably 10:45 or 10:25, but it's not set in stone yet. But podcast post time means that's the time in which the podcast is posted for on-demand listen, and so anytime after that podcast post time is available. So it is on demand, so that's the time in which the podcast will be ready to be listened to. So just because sometimes you follow podcasts and you don't know, you got a good one, you kind of wondering when they're going to come out with a new show and stuff, so this way people know what's coming up. Of course, we'll advertise everything on Showtime, so at communityradioli.com, where we advertise all podcasting times and of course on demand menus as well. So good stuff right there. So College Sport Check basketball, which I'm looking very forward to, very anxiously waiting. Because the season starts on the 11th, which is on a Friday. So we'll be on the day before on Thursday, just to get the schedule out and stuff. So we'll let you know. So again, College Sport Check. Same page you're going right now, communityradio.com, click the College Sport Check button. You'll see College Sport Check football right there. Just hit the play button. And College Sport Check basketball right underneath there. So we got one whole page specifically just for College Sport Check. Thank you for tuning in. This is Manny Allegretta, and this is College Sport Check football. Have a good one.